or fortunately, I should say.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine.
All right. All righty. It is 10:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, November 5th, 2025. I'm going to be Director Brian Knight. San Andreas State Marshal's call sign 0495, also triple zero. We're going to be continuing the interrogation after Silas Moreno's attorney has arrived. Just for sake of completion, I'm going to go ahead and re-Mirandize you there, Silas. At this time, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state if one is available. You understand your rights as they've been read to you today?
I do.
All right. Could you state your full name and state ID?
Silas Moreno, state ID 5448.
For the record, 5448 does indeed come back to Silas Moreno. And is Murphy Braun going to be representing you today?
Yes, he is.
All right.
And thank you, Murphy.
You're welcome. Murphy Braun, state ID 1252.
Okay, fantastic. You do have a bar license. 1252. All right, perfect. So we don't have to do too much of a song and dance. Are you aware of why you're here today?
Yes, I am.
All right. And what would that be for?
A warrant issued for my arrest. And that warrant, just putting this on the record, it doesn't really matter. But you're the one interrogating me, so I'm just making sure you're aware. The warrant stems from a violation of a court order that was deemed by Justice Grayson after he held the PD's hand in a court case and basically issued them a free continuance forever because they obtained a DNA warrant for me and in their own capacity were never able to serve that despite me pinging Opal multiple times in front of MRPD, giving her my live location. So they went crawling to Justice Grayson on the docket and said, "Justice Grayson, help us." And by their own filing said, "We believe we have everything we need already to convict Silas of what we are alleging, but we are asking for a continuance for the DNA warrant anyway." And Justice Grayson, in his infinite wisdom, of course, gave them that continuance, even though they said they were ready to go. And I was ready to go. I was ready to fight the charges. But a little bit of hand-holding here and there, make sure everyone gets a pat on the back, slap on the ass, all fine and dandy. And I pled my case. I tried to do it the right way. You can read it. It's still there. I tried to make...
Are you referring to the People versus Silas Moreno filed July 26, 2025?
Yes, I am. That is the exact filing that I'm referring to.
Okay. Okay. Could you point me to what you are what are you pointing at? What post number?
Yeah. Do you have a phone I could look at? Is it all right if you just slide something across the table for me to read it with?
Yeah. I'll hold this up and I'll use my index finger to kind of.
Yeah. Just give me a second to read it through here.
For the record here, I'm just propping up a tablet in front of Mr. Moreno, and I'm just scrolling it right now for him.
Yes. So,
Right there.
yes, perfect. Thank you.
All right. I don't want to. Before I flip this over, what post number is it?
Number 2.
All right.
That would be the original filing by, I believe it was Doc Masters, where he says, "We believe we have enough to convict Silas already, but we want the DNA warrant anyway."
Okay. Okay. I see. Am I there's a lot said here for my own understanding. And please correct me if any of what I state is inaccurate. You are telling me you had intention to go to this court case?
Yes, absolutely.
I see.
Oh, can I ask a very important question?
Mhm.
We're preceding this violation of a court order warrant. Were you effectively on bail, or were you not yet apprehended and
No,
remanded for these charges?
I can only speak from my experience. To the best of my knowledge, there was no attempts to arrest me, to detain me, anything. I never ran from anyone, that approached me and was like, "Hey, we need to take your DNA." And again, I pinged Opal in front of MRPD multiple times. She and I talked on the phone all the time. But look, I'll even admit, like, at this point, this is kind of a moot point. I'm not trying to kick up a bunch of dirt. I'm just making you aware, Brian, since you're the one sitting across from me at the table. That's all.
I mean, all complaints are noted by SASM. So I appreciate you, providing context, and it will be looked at if there's any veracity to your claims.
Sure. Yeah, I don't expect you to move heaven and earth for me. I just want to make that clear too. But
yeah.
But you never had a bail hearing for this indictment.
Correct. The first time I was made aware that people were alleging things that I had done and were pursuing charges against me was when this original filing, the People v. Silas Moreno, went up.
Okay. Sorry, Brian. Back to you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
No, absolutely. Is there any other aspects of things you'd like to bring up today, both for the recording as well as for myself?
Yeah, I mean, look, again, we both know that some other things may have been done that would have put my ass in this chair anyway. So this is all moot. But for the sake of being thorough and transparent, when the arrest warrant was issued by Justice Grayson, that is also filed in that same master filing, I called Officer Opal Price. I actually don't know her current rank, so I'm just calling her Officer. I called Opal to FOIA the charges on the arrest warrant. And she had a violation of a court order on there, which stems from, of course, Justice Grayson. But she threw terrorism in there too. And, I didn't know whether that was standard practice or not. And I even brought it up with Murphy just before you came in here. Because my original thought was, well, the terrorism charge is already on the docket. The arrest warrant was for the violation of a court order. But again, it's so specific that, I don't know whether she was in her bounds to do it, but it's not the reason why we're here. So.
Okay.
My speculation was that it was just to indicate that he was potentially dangerous, etc., and so on. And then it wasn't something you would be processed for if apprehended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's the only reason I bring it up is because I don't know. I asked her. I even called it out to her. I was like, "Hey, Opal, I don't know if terrorism's supposed to be there." And again, that was from me. I wasn't the best lawyer, but I wasn't a bad one either. And that was just from my experience. I said, hey,
Mhm.
Opal, I don't know if terrorism's supposed to be there. Like, are you sure? And she said, I know what I'm doing, Mr. Moreno. I'll see you soon. Or something very close to that. So
I have been under the impression. Well, so what about the last like couple weeks, months, etc.? I've been mostly uninvolved, but from what I understand, you have been sort of doing your best to evade law enforcement. Are you saying that's not the case? Or is what you're describing here on the early days of your, shortly after this docket filing? Because today, clearly, you tried to get away at all costs, right?
what I've spoken about, both the, pinging Opal my location and, trying to see her, and the me calling her about the warrant and saying like, hey, why is terrorism in there? Those both happened very early on. I could not give you an exact date because it has been months at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I could confidently say I FOIA'd the charges of the warrant the day it went up because I was made aware that it went up that day.
And then at what stage did you start to evade law enforcement?
When I realized that I would get no true justice in this proceeding. Maybe not no true justice, but at least a fair shake.
Would it be fair to say that has been your disposition, say, the last 2 months? If not more?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, I'm not asking for your opinion. I know you probably won't give it because you're a professional, but you could read between the lines. I mean, I would implore you to read all the filings on the docket and just see, me trying to state my case, trying to be civil, approaching Grayson with respect. But it all just boiled down. And to be honest, it didn't seem like the right way to do things, and I mean that both in the sense of giving the PD the continuance, because when, in my experience with the docket, you file on the docket when you're ready to go, and that's what they said they were doing. But they said, we need it anyway, or we want it anyway. Didn't even say they needed it.
I believe
yes.
The industry term, the technical term is he's engaged in a petty off with Grayson.
Oh yeah, I mean once negotiations broke down, I broke out some sass, definitely.
Okay. Why did you pull a gun today? And I mean prior to the traffic stop.
Before when?
Before law enforcement made contact, you pulled a gun.
Oh yeah, that is right. I was readjusting myself on the bike I was riding and wanted to make sure I had it on my lap.
I got you. Why?
Well, I was on my way to a meeting, believe it or not, which may not have been the smartest thing to do while being in the situation that I'm in, or I guess was in at this point, but
were you planning to hurt someone at this meeting?
no, it was purely for, and as a weapons license holder, kind of a strange thing for me to say, but for my own protection, just in case I needed it.
Just one moment. And which weapon would that have been?
Well, that would have been the rifle.
Okay. Of which you would not have a license for.
No. My reference to my weapons license was referencing the fact that how do I word this? I only ever used my weapons license, my M1911s, my legal firearms, for self-defense. In fact, I think I filed a couple reports in my time whenever I had to discharge it. But I can see the irony of having M1911s at my disposal for a while and then, all of a sudden having a rifle and claiming it's still for self-defense. But that is the truth, is that I had it to protect myself should I need it.
But why in advance of this meeting?
You may not like this answer because it doesn't give you all the answers, but again, God's honest truth, I did not know who I was meeting.
I understand.
Sorry, that probably was the missing piece you were looking for. My apologies.
I see. So you were, it sounds, and correct me if I'm being inaccurate here, just to recap, you were putting the rifle on your lap, and then you got on the dirt bike with the intention of being prepared for a meetup with someone you did not know. Is that accurate?
Yes.
How did they make contact with you?
I received a ping with no name or label or anything on it.
I understand, like an anonymous ping.
Yes.
I see. Interesting. Huh. Are there people?
It sounds like a shitty and reserved answer, but
No, I believe you. I guess I'm mostly trying to ascertain why you would go.
Because my best answer I can give for that, and sure, in the grand scheme of things, it was not the safest move, right? Yeah. But when you are in my shoes and you have been on the run for as long as I have, sleeping under bridges or in random backyards or even other places, anyone would go stir crazy. And so I got to the point where I not cared less, but was willing to leave the shelter, so to speak, now and again.
So
it's like curiosity killed the cat.
I see. You're cooped up. You're avoiding law enforcement. And you're like, you know what? This might be interesting. I need this in my life. Is that about right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going on like month 2 or 3 or something. Yeah, that is.
Has it really only been 2 months?
It feels like more.
I thought this has been going on for 6. It's blowing my mind.
Well, 2 would have been.
Ryan, to be fair, a lot has happened in the past couple of months.
I wish you knew my days. Like, this is, I was not expecting this. I'm going to be honest.
I'm basing that reference of 2 months off of when, to the best of my knowledge, the arrest warrant went live. The things that they are alleging that I did happened sometime over the summer, like June, July.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. How have you managed? Ryan, go ahead.
Do you have any food?
Yeah, I got some. I'm gonna go ahead and place it right here.
I just realized I'm like about to starve.
Right there on the table.
Thanks for the roll.
And the drink. All right. Okay.
Thank you. No.
So why run today when you had an opportunity to show your ID? Well, because not your ID, but
The one in my possession?
Right.
Yeah. The Raffy Lee ID. Just for everyone listening behind the glass and on the recording. Because I had already
You had someone
shown
else's ID. Okay.
Yeah. Because I had shown that to an officer previously. And it was later able to be tied back to me.
Okay. I imagine the pieces are starting to kind of come together.
For Murphy?
Well, I mean, as to how everything sort of went down.
I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you end up pulling? You'd mentioned something previously. I don't remember if it was on or off recording, but about pulling your gun. I think it was on the way out of the hospital, if I'm not mistaken. But you said something to the effect of you pulled your gun because it was either going in the house or opening fire. Why make the choice of opening fire?
Well, you guys were pretty hot on my tail, and it was clear that the bike was not going to be enough to get away. I mean, the response that you guys had was far too much for that, for a simple Sanchez.
Yeah.
So I ditched it, tried to go on foot, and when I looked over my shoulder, I saw you closing in on me pretty quick. You are fast, Brian. I'll put that on the record. And I didn't have really time to do anything else to get away from you. And so that was that. I, was not personal to you or anyone that was part of the group of people that were chasing me down, but
It was like a split-second judgment call on your part.
Yeah. And if it makes you feel any better, I took a few to the chest in response, so,
Yeah.
it was dished all around.
Yeah, it was, I can understand that. Fight or flight, they call it. Why not, like, pull a vehicle from the garage?
Garage where?
At the property you ran to?
I think I didn't know whether there were any vehicles there, to be honest.
Okay. Do you not need a valet key for that? I'm not being cute. I honestly don't know how valet keys work.
Oh, that's if you don't have access to the property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And how long have you been living at that house?
I wouldn't say I was living there.
Okay.
But I'd say I was using it for honestly maybe a week.
How did you get by prior to that?
I mean, I kind of alluded to it earlier, but to expand on what I said, sleeping in ditches, backyards, random areas, under trees in the forest.
Why didn't Charlie come to help?
Charlie Lockwood? Is that a Charlie who?
I got you. Charlie, the one that likes to suck that blue popsicle.
Okay,
What?
I find this question to be intentionally obtuse. Can we get a little clarification?
Yeah. Well, if Silas is unaware of who Charlie is, I might be barking up the wrong tree. You
I'm trying to rack my brain. I
the
think I know of a
faceless.
Charlie Lockwood. What about them? I don't.
I understand. I think they may have found keen interest in you today. Shortly after your incapacitation, 2 military helicopters made their way in an attempt to divert law enforcement, opening fire with a Gatling gun attached to a helicopter, in addition to a secondary helicopter which I believe was firing air-to-air missiles.
I mean, I have my pilot's license, but I've never flown nor know anyone that flies aircraft with weapons on them.
I got you. Okay. There are some questions that I'll certainly have. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't know the full scope of, this docket filing. So there may be questions that come later. But I do want to ask you just rather straight up. Did you blow up the courthouse?
This is perhaps in a couple points of view a little messed up of me to say. I was not sad that it happened, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to kind of provide a opportunity because I know it's been a while. I don't know what your feelings were on the matter. But I'm going to leave some of those questions to the other investigators that are more intimate knowledge about this.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good pause point in this conversation to ask you, Brian, if you have anything to offer my client. Because as far as I know, he hasn't even been arraigned on these charges yet. It is a lot to remain to be seen as to what his chances are in court. So I don't know if answering direct questions like that is in his interest at this time, especially not without any sort of preliminary offers on the table. Is there anything quid pro quo that you'd like to present?
I think that's
at least to choose.
Just for reference, I like to ask folks because some people like to stand on business if they so wish to. However, I think offers and such, that's something that I would want to leave to the primary investigators. Obviously, I may have a say in that, but but in advance of that, is there something you would like to offer us? So,
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat?
Is there something you would like to offer us, or is there something you are seeking here in particular?
I mean, there's stuff I'd like to add. It's probably not going to be what you are expecting or want to hear, but
I enjoy interrogations, so
I can tell.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I'm not one that, like, to me, investigating is less so about, throwing someone in cuffs. I actually enjoy understanding the psyche of another individual, what makes them do what they do. Or, a lot of times law enforcement, we get stuck looking at what's in front of us and we don't know what's happening on the outside. And even some of what you brought up early on in this conversation was definitely illuminating. So
I'm glad I could help.
Yeah.
But yeah, to make good on my word that I just stated, I will add a couple things. Again, it's probably not going to be what you want to hear, but I'm a God-fearing man, and so when I swear on something in a holy manner, I mean it. And before God, I put my right hand up. Well, maybe not put my left hand up. The property that you've been referring to, the one in Sandy Shores that you asked me a couple questions about, I know the owner. I have not spoken to the owner in many months. It is my belief that the owner forgot that I had access to that property. The owner did not know that I was entering or exiting the property while evading law enforcement and capture. He did not know any of that. I don't even know if he knows that I am, or soon to be was, wanted for an arrest.
I am willing to entertain that. You know what? I believe you. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Again, I feel for the guy. I definitely used him. I don't necessarily feel good about it, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Did you have any relationships with Edgar de Castillo? In the months leading up to, the docket filing?
I represented him alongside Murphy Braun, actually, for a case that he was facing. Charges were being levied against him, and Aaron Carter was seeking the death penalty. And ultimately, through my efforts, but also very much so Murphy's. In fact, Murphy was a fucking champ MVP. Let the record reflect that. He avoided the death penalty and instead served a lengthy sentence. So I helped him in that capacity. I gave him legal advice, etc.
That would have been the Aaliyah Court murder case.
Okay. And when did that relationship sever?
I don't know if it did, to be honest. I haven't talked to the guy in a while, but I don't think we're on bad terms unless it's something I'm not aware of. But
okay. Okay. So one particular point of interest that comes to mind. Let me ask you something, Silas. Do you have a statute of limitation?
I do. Yes.
Okay. 30 days?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Understood. I like to ask that question because for reference here, for future or otherwise, the way I look at things is very different based on that. As an attorney, I'm sure you understand, the bigger the window, the more time there is to paint, right?
Yeah,
so
that makes sense to me.
Okay. I do have some questions surrounding that. Give me just 1 second here. Were you ever shot alongside Mr. Costello? Maybe back in April?
Mr.
So you
what?
said Costello or Castillo?
Castillo, yeah.
Are you referring to something that happened when he was on house arrest?
Perhaps.
Yeah, me and him got shot up by a merry band of blacked out individuals.
Okay. Understood. Okay.
It was right outside the property. We were having him get some fresh air while we were talking about the case, and I only learned about it after the fact because they told me I got hit first.
Sec here. And then okay. Understood. Okay. Um Do you recall back in July being shot
Can you
over at Buccaneer Way docks?
Um, not a whole lot, to be honest.
Okay. You don't remember the circumstances or you vaguely remember the incident?
I remember coming to in the hospital being very wet, and I don't even remember who the officer was, but they told me I had been fished out by the docks
Mm.
and was shot.
Okay. Understood. Okay. You wouldn't happen to have any ideas who that would have been?
No, unfortunately.
I believe your response to the question of what happened was no comment at the time.
That probably sounds accurate.
Uh, it, so at the time, Ranger Queen, quote unquote, Callista Bell, came to provide assistance. Do you recall that?
I don't remember who was the one that kind of like, held my hand and told me everything was going to be okay in the hospital. I just remember them saying like, "Hey, we found you down there, and
Mm.
you looked not so great, but we brought you back."
And just for my records, this would have happened
Back in
following the
Mhm.
City Hall incident, but prior to the docket posting for it.
That's what it appears to be. There's a lot of stuff here. Let me see. Is
Said
yes,
July
that is
16th?
correct. You are correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What is your relationship with Callista Bell?
When I ran for mayor, me and Bell chatted a bit about like how I could get more votes, to be honest.
Hmm.
Just like things I could do and how to market myself, I guess.
Okay. Have you known her for some time?
Not well. She was PD. She'd help me with FOIAs, and then she left PD. I can't remember if she did lawyer stuff or just went straight to being a magistrate. I don't remember, but once she started working within the DOJ, whichever it was, she and I would chat every now and again about like big cases that were happening, or just kind of catch up once in a blue moon. But
did she help you with any FOIAs in the last month or two?
not that I can recall, no.
Okay. Did she help you with anything else?
Like in terms of this case, or what
No,
do
in
you,
general.
I mean, she didn't like hide me in her house, if that's what you're asking.
Did she provide you any court documents from her DOJ access, subpoenas of potential suspects, anything to that effect?
No.
Okay. I mostly bring it up because the relationship there earlier about Grayson, and she did send you money. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah, she did send money.
Yeah.
It was like what, like 40, 50K, something like that.
Mm.
Is that like ballpark what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I so bit of context. I played the game that is the housing market a little bit. Now, I'm no Bruce Baylor because that guy's kind of a scumbag, but I would buy a
Property
house every
hoarder.
now and again, and I would go ahead, Murphy.
I just said property hoarder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to continue, I'd buy a property here and there, and yeah, I would make profit on it, but I always made sure to sell it to someone that had like an actual reason for buying it, right?
Mm.
Not like a gang that's just looking for, house number 7 or warehouse number 3. I sold the house to a couple that was looking to move in together for the first time. Couple other like similar situations like that, just first time homeowners. So just establishing that, and then getting into the Bell stuff. I was looking to get another property because I think at the time was planning to sell the one that I had, which I ultimately did. Well, sold, kind of like earmarked for selling, but basically, to wrap it all up, I asked for a small amount of money as an injection to buy a house, and then from there I was going to come back and offer her and say, hey, look, I got this house and I made money off it, let me give you what you gave me back plus more.
I see. Doesn't that strike you as a bit odd? A member of the judiciary sending you money while you have an active warrant? Specifically around this.
I mean, sure, on the surface, yeah, it looks, it looks like how it looks, like kind of what you are alluding to. But I mean, I could tell you straight up, it was not like that's what I'm looking for. Oh, here's money so you could, continue hiding or evading law enforcement. No, I literally just called her and I was like, hey, I'm getting money together to buy a house. But I can understand the view. I mean, really, I do. Like,
I mostly ask because, look, I mean, she would have been aware of your situation. And house and no house, you need money to eat, right?
Yeah,
It can be
but
articulated as harboring.
Yeah.
Just for the benefit of my client, I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah.
No, I understand. What it could be articulated as, for sure. I'm honestly trying to clarify with the truth.
Yeah. I'd much rather the truth because it gives me a clearer picture of what's going on, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate the openness because otherwise it puts me in a... You don't know how many times I've had to sit across the table from someone who doesn't want to say anything, and that creates a circumstance where, well, it kind of fucks everyone around them, right?
No, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, I could not say for certain whether she knew or not that I was, on the run or whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
I never mentioned it to her. But at the same time, when you say you need money to eat, you need money to do this and that, it sucks that Opal's not here because she and I have talked about this. Because of the property flipping, I have money. I still have, I think, 2 point something in my account. And as Opal has told me, because she at one point told me she pulled my bank records, she saw me pull out even more. I think it was like 1 point something a while back. So I'm, just for the truth and clarity, I'm good on money. And again, that comes from the property stuff.
And did you put that money back, or is it sitting somewhere?
It's gone. I don't have it. It's not back in there. It's gone.
What do you mean? So you pulled 1.5 mil and you threw it in the ocean, gave it to somebody?
I spend it all.
On food, goods, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Would it
And
be
again,
would it be accurate to say like vehicles to get away in or whatnot?
no, not
weapons?
vehicles. I mean, sure, like maybe weapons or, the occasional thing here or there, but
Okay.
But again, I told Opal this, and it really sucks she's not here. But remember, I mentioned the most recent property that I kind of have earmarked for sale. I have it earmarked for sale because that money ran out, and I can't pull more out of my bank because I figured out that my bank was being tracked. So,
Understood.
yeah.
Man, there was something I wanted to kind of pull at. Losing track of what it was. Okay. How did you eat?
I paid cash,
Okay.
just go to the
Senior
food court.
buns. and
Try
whatnot.
not to get taken hostage, yeah.
Okay. Have you been taken hostage? Has anyone been like hunting you, I guess?
Someone tried to take me hostage this week. I couldn't
Okay.
tell you who it was because they were very clearly decked out for a job, but it was kind of weird. Well, not that kind of weird, but it was strange because I was like, look, guys, I'm on the run. I have a terrorism warrant. And they're like, oh, okay, we won't take you then. Have a good one. So, little camaraderie, I guess. But
I'd say there's no honor among thieves, I guess.
I mean, maybe a little if they were willing to spare me the trouble, But
Yeah, I said you can't say there's no honor.
oh, okay, I
It means
misheard
there-
you.
yeah.
My bad.
How well do you
Nah,
know
you're good.
Andre Tyson?
That the KTB guy?
Mhm.
I've gone to his events. He runs I don't know what it stands for, but the KTBC, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've gone to like fight night a couple times and seen him there.
Is that the extent of your relationship?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What about Brandon Valentino?
Him I've known a bit longer. Met him through some mutuals and kind of, not like a friendship, but formed, an acquaintanceship.
When's the last time you were in contact with him?
Today.
Today.
Yeah.
And what was in regards to?
It's gonna sound silly, but just seeing if you wanted to hang out, to be honest.
Okay. What about We spoke about Edgar. We spoke about Brandon. We spoke about, oh, yes, Frederick White.
I don't know him that well, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I met him once hanging out with, maybe it was like Brandon or someone.
Hmm.
Just kind of pulled through, and we knew the same people, said what's up.
Okay. The fuck is John's other character's name? Fuck. What's your relationship with Dio?
Fuck, what's his last name? Ivanov?
Hmm.
Pretty similar to, I'd say, probably most similar to, of the people you asked, probably Frederick White. Again, brushed shoulders a couple times, said what's up, but nothing really there.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions for the time being. You have any questions for me?
You need to take a beat to think, because I got a few procedural ones to fire off in the meantime.
Yeah, go for it. I'll rack my brain.
All right. So, in terms of violating a court order, that's pretty straightforward. But is my assumption to be he's going to be remanded for the terrorism charges, or how are we dealing with statute of limitations on that?
Yeah.
Like, so on and so on.
So some of this I don't have the full set of answers to. I'm going to leave that to the lead investigator. I am going to do a 24-hour hold, as he has been on the run for some time. There's some things that we need to shore up in regards to that. And then sometime tomorrow, well before this time now, it's 11 p.m. Eastern, we'll have an answer to some of those questions. Are you going to be around tomorrow, Murphy?
Yeah, I can be.
Okay.
For this 100%.
That's probably ideal.
Thank you, Murphy.
So I think some of those answers are best. Some of the answers are going to be available then.
Okay. I'll try to get around as early as possible, but if you can remember, just shoot me a quick email when you want me to come into town.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. Sort of to put this on the table, there is the possibility the hold gets expanded to 72. Really depends on where everything is.
Yeah, I know this song and dance.
Yeah. The scope of this is rather large, right? I'm going to make sure the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and whatnot. Okay. Any other questions you got from me, Murphy?
You pretty much covered my procedural concerns.
Okay.
About the bail and whether he's going to be remanded till trial, if there's going to be a trial. That we'll find out more about that tomorrow. So
Perfect.
Silas, did you come up with anything?
Not a question, just recognizing that it's not a thank you, just to be clear, but Brian, I know that this was not your pet project to begin with, so just recognizing that you stepped into some big shoes, and yeah, it wasn't like you said, it wasn't your case. You got to talk to the lead investigator, but you're doing your best. I don't mean that condescendingly either.
No, I appreciate it. I wish the shoes were big, but trust me, they were very, very tiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the one wearing them, so you tell me.
Yeah, I had to replace the shoes. They seemed very unworn.
Get some new ones in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here at 10:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Beautiful. All right. I am going to just call in Ruby and just give me a second here, and we're going to get you sorted on that 24-hour, and we'll go from there.
Alrighty.
All
Thank you,
right.
Brian.
Thank you. I don't know how much he realized, but there was a lot that came out of that. I tried to not be very direct on some things. But
did you say?
Hmm?
Did you say 24-hour like hold?
Yes.
So he isn't he supposed to go on a hag for terrorism? Am I mistaken on that?
The summary is that yes, in theory, if the investigators were here, but because they're not and they know the full scope of everything, we're going to send them 24 hours to have time to do the raids. It's going to get expanded to 72 because there's going to be a lot to pull together, and then the hag will get sent.
And then we'll book him and get him bail.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Doc Masters is going to try to make him. No, you're good. This is a very complicated case situation, I should say. Doc Masters is going to try to be around tomorrow, so that's going to be really good. Opal ideally will be around as well, so they'll know how to best handle the situation. But there's also more to be done here. Phone subpoenas, bank, what's inside that property he was staying in, which the good thing is, obviously, we knew. By the way, Ruby, this is a keep close to your chest. We knew he was inside there. And yeah, we sort of.
We staked out several houses. One was in Chumash as well.
Yeah, we.
I'll let Opal deal with that tomorrow.
I will let you in on this. This is like should not leave you sort of situation. Let's just say we were able to positively ID him with his fingerprint without him realizing what he was doing. So, and then watched him in the house go in multiple times. We awaited him leaving, and then it was going to be a controlled traffic stop, but he did us a favor by pulling a gun.
Yeah, I heard that part of the story.
So some of how we managed to do what we did, leading to the ID of the house, etc., that is going to be sealed in a separate report to prevent, let's just say, someone getting X'd. So.
All right. So because we have houses on lockdown, and we are going for a raid, just so everyone knows, that falls under investigative hold, which is 24 hours. So I'm going to give him the 24-hour investigative hold due to the raid. Anything after that will be down to Opal and Doc.
Yep. Easy peasy.
A hag would only be 12, and I think that would be shooting us in the foot.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you help sort him out for going on the hold? Or I think our equipment might malfunction if we try it.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, folks, we good to come in?
Oh, yeah. No,
there is not a phone ringing right now, FYI.
Yeah, that's it's crazy how it happened.
That recording's been off, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in future, there needs to be like a button that illuminates the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be possible. Anyway, so I am going to be placing you on a 24-hour hold. Due to the fact that, the investigators will be here in the morning. And due to a couple of other things that we need to look into. So everyone okay?
Yeah, look,
yes.
Like I meant what I said in the recording, it sucks that Opal couldn't be here to clarify some things because I have been chatting to her while on the run. And sure, some of it was in fun of her or whatever, but we actually talked about some things and I answered some questions for her about the money and stuff. So yeah, look, if she's able to be around tomorrow in what you guys call shift 2, I'd be happy to chat with her if she wants.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
And look, I'll
Uh,
just say this now. When it comes to extensions of the hold, just tell me there's a good reason you're doing it if you're going to do it.
We're not going to be playing games, that kind of thing. That would be
I appreciate it.
yeah. There'll be a lot of oversight over this.
Look, I
Yeah,
was just
so,
telling Murphy this, and sorry to interrupt you, Ruby.
no, you're good.
Just telling Murphy this. I'd rather, in a strange way, I'd rather things actually be done well than more of the shit that happened on the docket, because that shit does not sit well in my stomach. So I know it doesn't amount for much, considering that I'm definitely not going to be a lawyer after all this is over, but yeah.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, well, by definition.
Well,
sure.
actually, no, you did shoot at Brian, so.
Yeah.
All right. So just for final clarification, this is a 24-hour investigative hold. That is to, of course, as I said, we have some other things that we need to look into. And it is so the lead investigators can also
Just wait 30
contact
days
you,
and
you
become
can
our
also
prosecutor.
talk to your lawyer. I don't believe the investigative hold will be extended, but we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So, Mr. Silas, I'm going to get you to stand up.
Sure.
I'm going to be uncuffing you here from the table.
Alrighty.
Okay. Let's take that one off there. There we go. All right. I'm going to get somebody else in the room to confirm Silas's number of the day.
It is the lucky number 87. No, oh, almost sent you, Murphy. My bad.
582.
582. Yep.
Any shot I could
Jesus.
get a ride up there? I don't really trust the local guys.
Let me see.
Brian?
Is there a DOC on duty?
No, there's not.
Give me a sec. Chat, we're not gonna warp him. Give me 1 second here. Oh my god, it is so late. What time? What channel? What channel is DOC? 15, right?
Yeah.
Radio check. Radio check. Give us a second. Yeah.
Yeah, take your
Yeah.
time.
Have a seat. Yeah.
All right.
Don't hurt your lawyer.
Nope.
I think if we have the units, we should, given the gravity of the situation, even though
Yep.
there's a chance that Faceless is going to blow us up. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
It's it's safer going one way, but it's seems
I'll go get the
appropriate.
Granger.
Yeah.
Give me
Whoa, hold
1
on.
second.
We need to go all hands on deck, bro. After what happened, I don't think it should be 3 of us. You know what I mean?
No, I was just gonna go get it to use it to transport it.
Oh, got you.
Let me call my
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me call command.
I'm not gonna deny him RP of transferring instead of sending
Hey,
local
so
stuff.
steady on, what's going on? I'm gonna have to do a prison transport. I am going to need as many available people as possible and Air 1 to escort us. For the individual from Sandy Shores.
Ooh, maybe I should get the APC.
Can you pull RGB, a couple of other people, please?
I'm not actually going to, but I feel like I'd be able to.
Yeah, I probably need about 5 plus marshals and myself. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Okay. All right. 5 units.
Yeah.
Plus the marshals plus myself. Okay.
Okay. I think that sounds good. I'm joking about the APC, though I think I'd actually be justified in this case.
Yeah.